So one of the things I've done this year is got a self-directed IRA. One of my friends, they had a self-directed IRA. They were able to take that and put that into NVIDIA. They were able to make good money doing that instead of relying on the mutual funds that are provided with your regular 401k plans. Self-directed IRA lets you invest in different products. It can be real estate, it can be mineral rights, it can be stocks, it can be almost any product. It can even be a business. With a self-directed IRA, you have to take all the profits and put it back into the self-directed IRA. Since I've started that, I'm still learning what that process is. It's been so hectic between getting my self-directed IRA and getting the package. I can't remember where the package is. Right now I'm trying to finish the taxes. What I want to do is go back to that and kind of figure out how that process works. I have to decide if I'm going to use the money in the self-directed IRA for a couple of mineral rights contracts, or I might use it to buy property in Columbus. I really like Columbus, Ohio. If I use it for Columbus, a property there, then the rental income will have to go back into the IRA, and the same with the mineral contracts. I could use it for the stock market too. That's an option. I'm trying to weigh those things out. I realized I don't understand the process. It's something I have to learn. Another thing I want to stress is doing many things at the same time. It's going to wear you out. If you're doing YouTube and you're doing a topic, it's very important to know that you might still have another career. You might have other subject areas that you want to discuss. You have to think about your mindset. A mind can be, it's easier for the mind to focus on one thing at a time. If you focus all your attention on this channel, then you have multiple channels. You want to make sure that it's probably better to focus on one channel. That channel should also be in line with whatever it is that you're doing in real estate. If we're talking about real estate on our channel, reinforcing what we have learned, that's going to help us to also develop our techniques, strategies, thought process in the real estate business and in the investing business. If we go too far away and our channel is unrelated, you also will have, it's almost like a separate investigation, research, analysis that has to be done on that side. Once you get back to real estate, you have to kind of switch over. My personal opinion, I do agree with a lot of companies and investment firms. If you're very big, you can stretch yourself in many different areas. If you're starting out, you're small, you want to try and make things match well together, work well together. I try to make everything that I'm doing related to real estate, related to investing. My expertise is really real estate. That's where I thrive, in the construction side, the financing side, the sales side. I do have a heavy knowledge of the finance sector, the stock market, minerals, retirement products, insurance products. Because I've studied those, I've gotten a chance to really, I tried to get my Series 65. I'm going to try it again. But studying that, I've learned a lot of things. I've also trained to become a mortgage broker. I haven't gone through the licensing parts yet. What I'm trying to do is learn what I need to know in order to expand my portfolio. Sometimes I feel like I might be spreading myself out really thin, so I have to pull myself back simplify again, and get back on task. It's the end of the year, it's tax season. I know a lot of you are going to get a tax refund, and you might want to spend it on things that you'd like to have. You might also think about this becoming a down payment for your home, an investment toward the stock market, or it could be something you save if you really have emergency repairs or maintenance to take care of that. This sometimes we get a lump sum of money. We're already planning to use it for a vacation. We're using it to plan for other areas. If you were to take this money and you were put it against your house as a down payment, or save it for a down payment for the next property, this is a very good use of the down payment you have for tax season. You mentally have to break that habit of spending the tax money that you get on things that are not going to grow your income. Even if you want to buy jewelry, buy a Rolex, something that will appreciate, and hold on to it. These are the kind of things that you can start to line up in your income and expense strategy. End of the tax year, maybe you want to spend a little bit, take the majority of it. I think it's really good to reinvest it. What I try to do, I put that toward some of my mortgages and just get them down by 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 a year. That in less than 10 years, you can have a lot of your properties paid off. Now, I do want to stress that for you to make a good decision, you're going to need to do research. So that research has to be done through a lot of risk management and predictive analytics. Property that you want to purchase, you can get that from a realtor or another investor. If you yourself are going to go out and try to analyze a property, you're going to have to use certain resources. Some of the resources, I think, when you initially start, like Redfin, Zillow, these type of sites, they'll give you a lot of information. You might spend a lot of time. You need to have your own way of going to properties and understanding the value. One of the benefits that a lot of people do, they like to buy things around their neighborhood. That's an advantage to you because you might be aware of the value of the area, how safe the area is, if there's appreciation, depreciation, and you're going to be more comfortable. Now, if you have a more deeper appreciation for statistical data and sales history, you can go into Zillow, Redfin. There are paid services like Batch Leads, Apollo, IO. I don't know if they have that granular of a data. There's Deal Machine, and the realtors, they use the MLS to find valuations. If you really needed to, you could hire an appraiser. So if you do hire an appraiser, they're gonna ask for. Lately, for me, it's almost been between 700 to 1,000 per appraisal, and I don't do that only when I'm in the purchase process, because that that cost now is gonna pay for it itself by you purchasing the property. Again, when you're doing this business, you need to find a way that makes you comfortable with the numbers. It should be some tried and true proven way, either by a realtor, either by you investigating using Zillow, Redfin, Batchley's, either paid or unpaid source, or you have a mentor or an appraiser, someone who can go there and give you a valuation of the current value and the after repair value. You need to know this data and get very comfortable with it, because as an investor, you're going to have to really get into the numbers and see if this is something that you want to add to your portfolio. If things go against you, you need to know that 9 out of 10, these numbers are gonna be what's keeping you from purchasing a lemon.